I'm a 7th grader who goes to South Shore pre-K through 8th. Well, at least I was until the pandemic started. And my speech is untitled. Let me just start off by saying how crazy it is that most people just realize that this racial discrimination has been going on. Countless times we've seen protesters and youths talk about the very thing African Americans go through every single day. We're in the middle of a pandemic, so let me remind you about how this may be another one of our president's distractions, but it's also something that we're not going to dismiss. People may be saying that these protests aren't relevant and that we're making a big deal over another black guy. But these protests that we're seeing all over the news isn't only for George Floyd. This is for every officer who hasn't been arrested themselves for harassment, abuse, and murder. This is for every white officer who, instead of deciding to protect and serve, keep up every black mother at night, wondering if her or her family or children are next. We are angry, and just like how Fannie Lou Hamer said in 1964, we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're constantly seeing our brothers and sisters being shot, being held in custody, having SWAT teams sent to them because of the color of their skin. Children have been abused by officers just because those officers can abuse their power and because no one has held them accountable. We all want to be able to go wherever we want and feel safe, instead of getting tense whenever we see white policemen. I want to believe that if there's a white officer by me, I'll truly be protected from any danger. But the very people I want to be safe around are harassing and killing people I care about. George Floyd had a policeman's knee jammed in the front of his throat in public. And this is just one of the deaths that luckily happened to make it to a social media outlet and be shared with the world. What about all the other deaths and abuses behind the scenes that police officers wrongfully caused that didn't make it to the news, to Facebook, or to the front covers of magazines? Who was there to speak out for them? This problem hasn't been fixed and instead has only been getting worse and has been spreading faster than this new virus. As young people in the next generation, we need to speak out about this, violent or not, because we've all tried nonviolent ways, haven't we? But we must remember one thing, that this racial violence didn't just start with all these African Americans that are dropping dead because of white officers. It started the minute they came to our motherland country, Africa, and started killing our kings, queens, and people. So why should we expect the very people that enslaved us for 400 years, the very people who stole this land that we walk on today from Native Americans, and the very people who built this land on the backs of innocent Africans to protect and serve us? This land was the land of where my ancestors were killed and beaten on. This is no free land. This land was washed with blood, and the fact that people are angry enough to go out and protest while there's a virus as contagious as the hate around us proves that this was long ago problematic enough. The only way that we can get through this as a whole America and actually make this a free land is if America begins to deal with the ugly truth of how racism actually started and begin to truly stop this racial profiling by holding all those abusive police officers accountable. And as far as I can tell, this COVID-19 outbreak will only be properly taken care of by a true leader. We all need to work together and take care of this issue, as well as being heard, by sending our message to the very person who helped instigate this in 2016. Thank you.